Hi everyone, I'm Tech Sergeant Daniels and I'm a vocalist here with the Air Force Band of the West. Today I wanted to bring you guys just a quick tutorial on how to properly set up and configure your audio interface, route that into the DAW or recording software of your choice, and how to really start to capture a good sound. I know during this time, during the stay-at-home orders where we're still trying our best to put out a quality musical product, that may seem a bit difficult for some, but I promise if you do this the right way, you can capture a great sound. So let's go. For this demonstration, we'll be using a Focusrite 3rd generation Scarlett 2i2, which is a 2-channel audio interface. Okay, so what you'll do first is you will find your preferred recording software, your DAW. For me, it's Logic Pro 10. Click on that. That brought up this screen for me, empty project. However, you can get into your software home screen, just go ahead and get there. So I'll choose this, empty project. It's fine. It's already got audio selected for me. If you're recording anything with a microphone, so you're plugging that thing into your interface, you will choose audio for your first track. I'm currently recording this screen capture on my old interface, so if it's not showing here under device, what you would do is what I'm about to do now. I've got the other demo interface set up. I'll plug that in and it should auto detect. Okay, so you should get this message when you plug in your interface, as long as your software is open. Yes, I want to use this device. Great. It'll take a couple moments to initialize. Yep, it's showing 2i2. I'll create. Perfect. So I've went ahead and plugged my microphone into input 1 of the Focusrite here. What you can do is take your gain knob, turn that up about halfway. That should do the trick. And for this demonstration, I'm also using a condenser microphone. It's an Audio-Technica AT2020, and which in most cases for your condenser mic, you'll need to run phantom power, which is the 48V switch here. So go ahead and make sure your microphone is plugged in first. Push that button. It'll illuminate red, and that should show that you are now getting phantom power to your microphone. For recording, it's very important to get your volume correct from the source. So my first source is this audio interface. I want to make sure I am maximizing as much gain that I can before adjusting anything in my recording software. So you would do that by taking your gain knob, check 1, 2, 2. So I'm in the green. Green is good. Green is good all day. When you start, check 1, 2, 2, 2. Hey, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. Hey, hey. Getting flashes of yellow. Hey, 1, 2. Yellow and red. That means you're going to be clipping. Your recording is going to distort. It's just not going to sound good at all. There's not much to work with or repair from that. So as much as you can, I recommend singing through or playing the loudest part of the song that you're going to be performing and getting your gain set correctly. So you're still in the green, you're not clipping, so you're sending a very good and clean recording to your DAW. So we're back in our DAW, and you can see from my audio track here, yeah, my voice is getting picked up just fine. This is the channel strip that belongs to this audio track. So yeah, coming in input 1, that's great. Make sure that's selected. And I've got my meter down here that shows if I'll be clipping within my DAW. So I'm getting some pretty good signal coming in, and that's just what we want. Okay, so I think we are ready to record. First thing you want to do, if you're recording with headphones, you're listening to a metronome or some other tracks, or you definitely want to hear yourself coming through the microphone, you want to hit this letter I right here. That's input monitoring. So that sends that direct feed through your headphones, Gives you that nice sweet sound. For this purpose, I won't need it, so I'll disable it. But I would also like to highly encourage that whatever software you are currently using, you learn a couple keyboard shortcuts. It'll save you so much time. For me, I've started out in GarageBand, using Logic Pro now. The keyboard shortcuts were the same, and they should hopefully work out the same in your DAW, but if I want to start recording, I push the R key. If I want to stop, I hit my space bar. If I want to go back to the beginning, I hit my enter or return key. They're super simple, but you'd be surprised how much time that saves you in the end. So let me go ahead and hit the R button. That'll get me recording. As you can see, my R is illuminated to let me know that I am currently recording. And you can see it's printing audio right now. So check 1, 2, hey, hey, hey. All right, that's all I need to do. Just a quick note, if I want to make this just look a little bigger, I'm going to hit this icon. I can't stand when it looks all tiny like that. But hey, we did it. So we just got done cutting this track, and you were feeling like, man, what I was playing wasn't really matching what I was hearing through my headphones, or man, it felt like there was a slight delay between the two. What am I doing wrong? How can I fix it? Yeah, this stuff kind of happens quite a bit. That's called latency. You're going to run into that when you start stacking a bunch of tracks on other tracks, and really based on your computer's hardware limitations. These are all different depending on your situation, but some kind of quick, easy ways to fix that. So follow my cursor here. Is some DAWs, mine included, have an option for a low latency mode. If I select that, anything that I've got routed in my mixer, which is, there's only 3 channels here as just a demo, anything I got routed in here to an instrument bus or side-chained effects, or if I've just got a ton of effects on, specifically reverbs, delays, it's going to turn those off, as those are big sources of just CPU suckers. So it's gonna bog down your computer, it's gonna bog down your laptop, and make it run slower, which is why you get that latency. Also, another thing to do, so you can go into your recording software's preferences. So I'm going to go up to where mine says Logic Pro X. I'm going to go to Preferences, go to Audio, and this shows me output device. So if I got my headphones plugged in to my audio interface, I want my output device to be my audio interface. If I'm recording, audio interface, boom, right there. Your IO buffer size. This is key when it comes to latency. If you're recording stuff in a live setting and you want to just run a bunch of microphones and instruments and stuff, great. You can afford to pick a higher latency, because you may not be having everybody on headphones listening to it back. In fact, if nobody's on headphones, the higher the latency, probably the better, so you can handle all those tracks in real time. But if you're like me and you're just kind of doing one track at a time, I want my latency to be set, boom, as low as I can possibly go. If I can get by at 32 without any clipping or weird digital pops and clicks, or any weird digital artifacts happening, I'm going to go with this lowest setting. It's going to give me my best result, especially as a vocalist. If I'm tracking those vocals in real time, or to a mix that somebody else in the band has sent me, I want to hear my voice as it sounds as I'm singing it. Any type of delay is really going to throw me off. So the lowest latency or IO buffer size that you can select without any problems, do it. Before you start to record, it's important that you find a space in your home that is super dry, super dead. When you walk in, you know you're not going to get a ton of room sound coming back into the microphone. As an instrumentalist, as a vocalist, the ability to capture that super clean sound the first time is imperative to a well-polished mix. Now, you may not have a space like that at home. There are cheap, efficient ways to really mitigate that room sound. And I find what works best for me, outside of your studio foam and all that stuff, is just getting some cheap moving blankets or something similar. I think I got a handful from Harbor Freight. They may have been like $6 each. That's nothing. You hang those up on your walls, over windows, even make a corner space where you can set your microphone into, so the direction that you're playing, it's absorbing that sound and it's not coming back into the microphone. Just do what you can to mitigate that room sound, and you'll find it as you go through the recording process, what's going to work and what isn't. Earlier, we talked about getting your signal right at the source, at the audio interface, setting your gain, your volume correctly the first time. I feel like the best way to do that is ensuring you practice proper microphone discipline. Now, singing live, singing in the studio have their similarities, but on the other hand, they are vastly different. Everybody's voice, everybody's instrument is going to sound vastly different from each other. The only you is you, the only me is me. So the best way of knowing how you are going to set this up is through trial and error, knowing your equipment and using it. For me and my voice, I'm not a loud singer. I've always had projection issues when it comes to my higher range. I tend to sit about 6 inches away from the microphone. That's where I put my pop filter. So I know I'm not going to sing past that. I'm going to want to fight that urge to move closer to the microphone. For a louder singer, you may want to move it back a couple inches, but I wouldn't recommend going anywhere past a foot away from the microphone. Even that is pushing it for me. You start to get a couple different issues when you do that. Typically by moving further away, you're going to have to increase your gain to get a normal level. But by doing that, you're also going to pick up other artifacts in the room, anything that may be happening outside. At the same time, moving too close, you're going to pick up all the plosives, all the sharp P's, the S's of your voice, the hissing of the instrument. Anything that comes through, it's going to really shine when you're that close. So I just urge you to find the best distance for you, what works the best for your instrument, for your voice, and go about setting your gain that way. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this one. I put some great information in there, information I really, really wish would have been passed on to me when I started recording. But if you've got any questions about what you've seen, your individual setups, things that you can do to better your craft while at home, please don't hesitate, reach out to me, reach out to the band here, but I highly encourage you to utilize your unit audio engineers as they are subject matter experts. But until next time, we'll see you.